Oh my goodness, look at how pretty that is. Man, it looks so good. It looks unbelievable. Alright guys, we're out here getting some gas in the truck, and as you can see, we have the slab on the back of the truck here. What we're going to be doing is taking this up to Urban Forest Hardwoods to get it planed down and get it back into the shop. It's going to be awesome. Hey guys, we're here at Urban Forest Hardwoods right here near Richmond, Virginia, and we brought the slab table, the river table here, to have it planed down flat with his CNC router. So we're going to come over here and pick it up. Roxy came with us in the truck. Say hey, Roxy. All right guys, here we go. Pretty loud in here. Here's the table. It's been, I wish I could have got some video of it being planed down, but it looks really nice. Really nice. So here you can see there was a low spot in the epoxy. It wasn't perfect, but we can knock this part out in the Goodview Woodwork shop. It's not going to take very much at all. But Joe is the owner here at Urban Forest Hardwoods, and if you want to check him out on the internet, it's urbanforesthardwoods.com. And he's also on Instagram. I'll post his Instagram handle right here, and that's at Urban Forest Hardwoods. So go check him out. He has awesome slabs and awesome deals. As a matter of fact, for the yacht table, this is where we got the slab for the yacht table. So he's got some really cool stuff here. Tons of slabs. It's got tons of slabs here. Up here, we got some more slabs here. Yeah, got some maple. We got some silver maple right here. This is the same stuff. This is the same stuff that we made the yacht table out of. And if you can see, this whole building is set up for it. And he also has a kiln here where he dries the wood as well. So this shop here is a one-stop shop. You can get your stuff cut, planed down, you can buy slabs, and the owner, Joe, he's a really cool guy. He also will help you out if you have any questions with your projects. Let's go get this table paid for, and let's get it on the truck. Let's get back to the Goodview Woodwork shop. I'm out of here. All right guys, we got the slab back from Urban Forest Hardwoods, and now it's time to do a little bit of sanding, because as you can see, we've got router marks. We got our router marks in the table. We want to get all those out. We want to get all those out first before we start doing our seal coats and trimming the edges of the table. What we're going to do first, we're going to take our belt sander with 80 grit sandpaper, and we're going to use that to get all the router marks out. So here we go. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the rest of these grooves out, and I will see you in a hot minute. Here we go. All right, guys, now we got, hold on. All right, guys, now that we got this thing, got all the grooves out of this thing, we're gonna switch to our orbital sander with some 100 grit sandpaper. We're gonna start with 100 and then we're gonna go to 220. Here we go, time to sand. All right, now that we are done, well, with the preliminary sanding, as you can see, no more router marks in it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and trim the edges to get it to the final size and round the corners over. Not round them over, but we're gonna round these corners like this. I'll do a radius on each corner. All four. And then we will get to doing some seal coats. All right, guys, we got all of our edges cut. So right before we go ahead and put our seal coat on the bare wood here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a radius edge on all the corners. So what we're gonna do is use a piece of sandpaper. We're gonna trace the corner and then use a jigsaw and cut it out. Let's get to it. All right, now let's take our sander and we'll go ahead and clean that up. And we're gonna do that to all four corners. So we got 3 more to go. I'll get back to you as soon as I get done cutting them. All right, guys, now that we've got our corners radiused, as you can see, radius there. See the radiuses? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our used piece of 120 sanding paper and we're gonna fold it in half, and by hand, we're gonna round over these edges just to give it a slight round over so that way the epoxy can roll over the edge. We want it to be able to roll and not break a seam when it tries to roll over the edge. So if it was square, the epoxy would roll over, but then the seam would break right on the sharp edge. So hopefully that makes sense. But what we're gonna do, fold this up and we're gonna use our hand because our hand is soft and squishy, and it automatically, when you press into that corner, makes a perfect round over. So it's one of my favorite things to do. Gives it a nice hand rub look. All right, so it makes sense now. I'm gonna go ahead and go around the whole table and then we'll get to our seal coat. All right, guys, now it's time for the fun part. It's time for the seal coat. So we're gonna be using our Stone Coat Countertops epoxy, the regular countertop epoxy, and we're gonna mix up 3 ounces per square foot, which is about 15 ounces. And so I have these cups. I already pre-measured these with water and found out it's about 17 ounces. So we're gonna almost fill up one of these and mix it, and that's what we're gonna be pouring on the top. We're gonna be using our squeegee to squeegee it. Now we're not looking for a lot of coverage. We're just trying to put a very thin layer to seal the wood so that no air escapes. All right, you got it? Here we go. We're gonna be mixing this to a 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 part B, 1 part A. We're gonna start with our B first because it's thinner. All right, guys, it's time to start seeing this wood wake up a little bit. Time for the fun part. Let's go ahead and start pouring this stuff. Now we mix this for about 3 minutes. We're letting it sit for a second, and when you mix, make sure you want to scrape all the sides and the bottom a lot when you mix. Make sure you get everything fully mixed. That's the key. Man, this is so pretty. We don't want it to go over the edge yet. What you want to do is just keep working. Just keep working the epoxy until it gets close to the edge. Also use your hands. Look at how pretty that is. You see how pretty that is? Oh my goodness. Guys, that looks so pretty. All right, now that we got most of the top covered here, we're gonna get it built up around the edges and let it pour over the edges. And I'll probably more than likely use my glove to wipe on the edges here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hand because it's a lot easier. And I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna wipe all the edges to make sure that the edges are covered. All right, guys. Oh my goodness, look at how pretty that is. Man, it looks so good. It looks unbelievable. Check that out. All right, so that's only a seal coat. It's not going to be flat and it's not going to be perfect. What that does is it seals and locks in the wood grain so that no air bubbles come up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and leave that. We're going to do a total of 3 seal coats, and then we'll get ready for the flood coat. And guess what happens after the flood coat? That's the end. After the flood coat cures, we are done with this table. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been really awesome. The table is turning out amazing. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, ring the bell to the right of the subscribe button so you get notified anytime that I post a new video. Also, smash that like button if you would for me, please. And guys, as always, thanks for hanging out with us.